Okay, so I had realized that I had that weird Staunton won't tell me about everything bug. I don't know if it's a bug directly related. I was actually going to do the whole confronting Halrin thing, but I think I'm just going to head back. But, so yeah, we have to actually go back and talk to Staunton, but that will force, the beer cart quest to finish, which is fine. But I don't know if that's going to kick off the next part of what's going to happen. And I really don't want to do the Defender's Heart battle until after I talk to the Storyteller / get the Storyteller, just because I like the way that the story flows better for that. So we'll have to see if I made a big mistake or not. But we could all do with a good sleep. So there's that. And I'm just gonna go with whatever happens. Like, I know one is preferable to the other, but there's some things out of my control-ish. I know I'm gonna walk right by them. I'm gonna go straight to Staunton, and it's gonna set it off. I have no choice. I'm on this road now. Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins. But somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Sela waves to you. She's sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Abby, come here. Come, let me properly introduce you to Elon, Jana, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Sela pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Erebeth to use what Jana, Curl, and Elon found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end of times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasure, good food, and good company could keep the gloom at bay. Sela looks at you two hesitantly, as if to gauge your reaction. Have I ever turned down merrymaking? Let's raise our so... I like the good answer, honestly, in this one, where I understand we need to continue living and fighting, however hard that might be, even amidst the chaos that has befallen the city. Allow me to declare my support for Sela's decision as well. Experience tells me that we should shed no tears until after our victory. If we start to mourn the fallen while the battle is still raging, we'll be jeopardizing all our efforts. Now is the time for rest. We'll bury the dead after the last demon has been driven. Hey, are we just gonna sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have a reason to toast. So tell me about you and your order, Elon. Stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south in Andoran. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills. I enjoy training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. But risking my life for coin, it takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regret. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die, and I wondered if it was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm gonna lay down my life, at least it'll be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev, and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the land along the Wardstone line, and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest. But I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. So have you been serving Eagle's Watch long, Jana? I signed up for 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Miven, and I learned a thing or two from him. Believe me, I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and I can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know? The moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. And what about you, Curl? How'd you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums where everyone stole a little or maybe smuggled or guarded stashes, so... But I never killed anybody, and I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and when they made me choose between prison and the condemned, well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good of a fighter, but as Norgerbur is my witness. A thief can also be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I could sneak under the nose of any monster, but I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demon rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now. And a crusader. Your skill will come in useful to us, you'll see. How did all of you know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabras. I was returning from the south from my fiancé and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomade. We said our farewells at the city gate and I went north along the road to Dresden to my order's camp. His face grows grim at the mention of the camp. Demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Canabras, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle's Watch. All my fellow hound hearts were wounded during battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. It's so good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Canabras. Before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who could sit at a table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sela's different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sela too. So I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly, and I still don't. Our Curl is a great lad. So after that night, Sela and I went round to the tavern together every day. Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble, and they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice. Sela, did you call me over just because, or is there something that's wrong and you want to tell me? I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Elon's in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. He shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Tell me more. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor trouble. A paladin of Iomade and her friend certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Canabras has been overrun. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cart from some lesser demons, but look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung in songs, but who knows, maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabras will find the strength to protect the city. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elon, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Iomade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even Demon Lord Discari and all his demon armies can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabras. For a half a year, I've been getting up the courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations. And I'm not what you'd call rich, but I also want to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel with the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrap together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is most likely still at the Houndheart camp outside the city. Elon and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First, the demon ambushed them, and then they rushed off to Canabras. I think we should at least go there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely help. Sela puts her hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing. He's a good man and a true knight. I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him, so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Sela, I hope you can convince Erebeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Of course, the League of Inspiring Hearts has come together in this dark hour. We must continue onward together. All right, so A, that's done, which, yay, but also B, that's done. I always find this storyline really interesting. Now let's see if Staunton will tell me about the Storyteller. Ah, finally! The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel. Wait, he resembles an abandoned citadel? I could see that. One whose high crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all is dead inside. Ah, it's you. Go back to work. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Name's Staunton Vane. If you've heard about me, his face looks like it's never known anything as carefree as a smile grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. I need to talk to you about an elf who calls himself the Storyteller. A Storyteller? Strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours asking all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort. He just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible. But later, I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he's alive and well. He's completely blind and feeble, too, so if he's alone in the city, you probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Blackwing library. Or in Blackwing. It's a library. Here, I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but he loved the place. He'd sit there day and night. Well, I gotta go. Thank you, Staunton. Go on, then. Maybe we'll see each other again. We will talk to him later. Maybe, if I remember. But I'm gonna do something a little crazy. I am not gonna actually sleep. I am gonna leave and then sleep on the road. Risk the corruption. But then hope it doesn't trigger this battle so I can at least get Blackwing Library done. That's my plan. Because my plan is also to not need to fight right now. Oh, we'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see. I'm actually kind of curious if this will work. I almost doubt it because, like, you can't get that lucky, but you never know. And I know I've got to talk to Nenio and everything like that when we get back. But this was literally just a really quick trip. I just want to get out of the city, and then I'm going to stop here. Or not the city, but Defender's Heart. We shall make camp. Okay, protective rituals. And then who's got camouflage? Yeah, Woljif is generally the best at camouflage. Night Watch. Me? Night Watch shift 2 is Lan. Oh, wait, no. I wanted Lan. Whoops. Sorry, Woljif. And then understudies. I don't know why that's what oh, actually, first of all, alchemy. There, you can cook dinner, Darren. Poor guy. Let's see. Sela? Is that all I have left that doesn't have anything to do? Yeah, so I'll use Sela to bolster me a bit. And then choose a recipe. A hearty meal. Okay. Perfect. Let's begin resting. It must have been a pain having to cut a hole in every pair of pants for your tail. For once, I actually feel lucky compared to somebody else. This conversation's kind of funny. It ain't just a case of making a hole. I need to stitch it so the whole seam doesn't split. That's why I learned to sew. My tail's a blessing in disguise. Because he now knows how to sew. Which is actually kind of hilarious thinking about, like, Woljif sewing. I don't know why that makes me giggle, but it kind of does. Okay. So we did... Oh! Wait, I have a mod. I think I'm not going to get any... I think... Because of that? I forget. Is it the mod that gave me no corruption? I forget. Possibly. That's possibly why there's none. Sometimes a long-awaited rest does not bring the desired relief. What comes is a heavy, clinging sleep on the edge of wakefulness, where consciousness seems poised between reality and oblivion. The possible reasons for such disturbed slumber are myriad. Strained nerves, perhaps, or a lingering reaction to trauma. Abby emerges from the oblivion of her leaden sleep like a drowned woman dragging herself up from the depths of a swamp. The wound on her chest is burning like someone pressed an invisible brand to it. The wound is closed again, but the bloodstain on her shirt betrays its presence beneath. There's no time to investigate the cause behind her malaise. A trying day lies ahead, but how will Abby be up to the challenge if her thoughts are so muddled and her entire body aches after a day's toil? No, we can't ignore our health. No, because even if we just douse ourselves with cold water and like good as new and keep going, it's gonna catch up with us. It always catches up with you in the end. So it's better to just kind of figure out what this is head on and deal with it. After several moments, the weariness abates, retreating to the depths of her subconscious, but leaving the path open to return the next time Abby seeks refuge in sleep. Abby recalls that she slept peacefully at Defender's Heart. Perhaps a priest can explain what happened. Aha! So now we understand that. Okay. I was like, Day of Strife? Wait, what? I didn't realize that was the quest for a quick second there. All right, we could check the hanged cultist out on the way back and the lost bag as well. But Blackwing Library, first and foremost, most important. Let's do it. I'm so excited. I've literally been so excited to do this part. This quest is literally, I think, one of the only quests in the early game that makes me seriously rethink whether or not I want to take the Trickster path, just because Trickster seems so fun.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is splattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice. Ha! Crusaders, excellent! I am Captain Caleb Sazamal, and these are my men. I'm about to burn these vile backstabbers and heretics here. These pathetic imitators of the traitor Arilu who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders. The knight nods at a heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazamal bellows threats as his prisoners, who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. So the demons still haven't entirely broken through, but okay, so this, interesting. Because I know if you come later, like after the battle at Defender's Heart, these guys are, I think, already dead or they're burning or something like that. So it's just interesting that because the demons haven't broken through, they're actually not dead yet. A strange feeling rises up within you. It's pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it's right. Let's take how is my perception right now? Lan, I need you to do this for me. Let's take a closer look. Yes. Caleb is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You have seen similar behavioral quirks before in liars. What happened to the library? Demons showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square. These filthy traitors told me everything. My fists made them quite chatty. So what, you tortured them? Do you think those methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no. But look around, the city's burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. Why do you want them to burn? The warrior howls like a wild animal. Look around you. The city is in burning ruins. So many innocent lives lost, and all because of the abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics, spies, slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Arilu did with Sarkoris. They deserve to feel the flames licking at their legs. You come up with nasty words to use against people. You call them heretics, cultists, spies, so you don't have to call them people. Good people just like you. You'd feel bad for doing this to people, but not to heretics. Without those words, you wouldn't be able to burn them. This is why, once again, nobody deserves Ember. Because she literally does just call it out for the reason that it is. Like, he's calling them by these names. He's not calling them people. He's not calling them by their names or anything like that. Because once you do, you assign an attachment to it that makes them equal to you, makes them a person. But by calling them a heretic or a cultist or a spy, you're removing that humanity almost from them. And you give yourself a justification for doing what you're doing, even if it's not right. As we will learn, this might not be the right thing that he should be doing, kind of thing. I don't think we're gonna pass this religion check, but let's try. I did! Ember! You notice that the emblems on the armor of the two silent crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance. Caleb's armor bears the sigil of the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Strange, then, that he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. All right, here we go. I love this. Chaotic requires the trickster mythic path, and we're gonna give into this strange instinct. Idiots, stop! Heed my command in the name of Baphomet. And the words fly out of your mouth before you can eat the music. Oh my god, it makes it so good. You can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needed to be said in this moment. The words hit their target. The crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. The corner of Darren's mouth. The corners of Darren's mouth are twitching like he's struggling with all his might not to burst out laughing. Woljif glares menacingly. Didn't you know, mortal? We're everywhere. Caleb leaps to attention and barks out, sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, ma'am. An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusaders and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. Caleb is a Crusader's name. Are you a Crusader? I hereby give you a name worthy of a demon. Foul Snout. Biting his lip, the bold cultist proudly thrusts out his chest. Thank you, madam. Foul Snout furrows his brow in a display of menace, trying to show his brutal determination to take on all the Crusader forces put together. Listen to your gut. Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go rig the Grey Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it. That's why. Okay, when I did this on stream, I was like, why did that burn? And now it had been so long in between. Oh my gosh, it's because we did this. Darren looks at you with an amused curiosity and speaks in a soft voice. I do enjoy your sense of humor. It's quite fiery. I can't not flirt with this man. I can't not flirt with him. It's awful. I try. I can't, though. Blow him a kiss. Mind the fire or you'll get burned. Darren lowers his lashes with a smirk. Thanks for the warning, but I'm absolutely fire resistant, even if the flame is ever so charming. There's plenty more where that came from, ma'am. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those Crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we get make it another 2 barrels of alchemist fire from Grey Garrison's storeroom. Things are gonna burn right up in there. That was entirely fun. That was way too much fun. That whole conversation. So much fun. Like, it's just not fair. Okay. Praise Iomade, we're saved! A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for a member of his race. A thinning gray hair, a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, pale papery skin covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the face of elves, even on their deathbed, has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller. I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I am not mistaken. Storyteller? Ha! That's the first I've ever heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Well, it's not a street name. Sometimes a person can lose their name. Mama and Papa are gone, friends are gone, and there's nobody to ask what it was. So instead of their name, a person can pick any word that is good. Everybody has to have a name, or do they? I don't know. I mean, she does bring up a good point, though. It brings up a good point where the Storyteller is that old. Did he just lose his name? Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupation and interest. In most of the places I've been, I'm known by that name. Which would imply then that he didn't forget his name. He doesn't want to go by it. He doesn't want you to know it. You've piqued my curiosity. A storyteller? Are you a bard? If so, you should come perform at one of my parties instead of knocking about in this dusty library. A bard? In some sense, yes, but not in the type of bard that performs at festivities. I think your guests would lose their appetite after hearing my tales. What a shame. I was hoping to wheel you out for my guests. With your unusual appearance, you would have caused quite the scandal. But lugubrious bards are of no use to me. Half the bards in the city are the same. Their repertoire is confined to the one about longing, the one about the one that causes indigestion, and the one that's a complete waste of time. I mean, really, how is one supposed to host a party with that? I mean, you bring up an excellent point, though, Darren. How does one host a party when it's only the same 3 boring tales told over and over and over again? When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories, but I have no one to tell me stories now. Sometimes Grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? The corner of the blind elf's mouth slowly creeps upward. For you, I may have a story to tell, but perhaps it is you who has a story for me. Can I talk to you about something for a minute? He responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. And thanks for my rescue, I will of course render you a service in turn, whatever it may be. However, at this moment, I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I would be grateful if you would help me to a safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you that he won't change his mind. Typical. Do some good. You do someone a good turn, and instead of saying thank you, they just ask for more help. Woljif, go easy on the old elf. He's had a rough go of it. Yeah, because we've had it so easy. I mean, he's not wrong necessarily, but at the same time, Woljif, I'm taking you to Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again, and if I may, please don't rush. I'll struggle to keep up with your young legs. The Storyteller lowers his voice slightly, and I'm not the only one thankful to you. That young crusader over there is eager to give you his regards, but he's too shy to approach you. I can tell from his quickened breathing. When we reach a safe place, take pity on the lad and accept his thanks. The young man with the aristocratic feature wipes the sweat from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Clum, at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish. There is death everywhere here. Sometimes I think we're all doomed, but then death has passed us by, and we're still alive. Lan looks somber with sorrow in his eyes. You're an elf. You should live hundreds of years and never, even ever worry about dying. Little elf girl shouldn't know such words. When children are thrown into the middle of a war, they learn many sad things. That is why we have to win, so that other boys and girls don't have to learn what we did. This girl simultaneously breaks my heart and just breaks my heart because she's right. She is right that is why they have to win. So then that way this doesn't happen to other children. Who are you? We're Crusaders of the Order of the Flaming Lance. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting demons. We're searching for our leader, Sister Miamir, the scholar. She spent the last few weeks here working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she's left the city shortly before the attack began. So she just left the city, leaving no word where she could be found? None. She left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book. What is this book? My Company of Worn Out Words. The one she was studying. The knight holds out the leather-bound tome to you. The notes mention something about a stone book belonging to the druids of Old Sarkoris. What does that mean? Stone books? The druids of Old Sarkoris used trees as books. They carved their secret knowledge into bark. Then when demons came, the druids resorted to a dark ritual that turned the trees to stone and the druids themselves into the undead, doomed to guard their stone library grove forever. But that happened far from here, in the stone wilds. Is it possible that that's where Miamir went? Or maybe she found one of the trees somewhere nearby. I don't know. So how'd you end up in this trap? The trader met us at the door. He seemed a faithful, passionate crusader, and we didn't suspect a thing until they attacked us from behind and knocked us out. We didn't expect such trickery. Most of our order brethren are dead, and we were desperate to believe that this man in armor was a fellow crusader. Comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armor, tossed us into on the pyre of books. What blasphemy. Ain't that always the way? You start to think you might be able to trust a fella, and boom, he goes and stabs you in the back. I mean, it speaks volumes, though, that this is just another day in Woljif's life, and it kind of breaks your heart a little. But if you never trust anyone, then soon you'll become a killer, just like Halrin. That's hardly better, is it? Ha! Don't start on that now. Fine, you convinced me. You can trust people, but only one in every dozen, I'd say, and not for long even then. Oh, Woljif! Why are you so adorable? Go to Defender's Heart. Those who are ready to fight back are gathering there. The city still fights? Why, that's incredible news. We'll go to our sanctuary guarded by our order brothers and sisters, and we'll bring them to Defender's Heart. Awesome. So we're gathering allies. Okay. Perfect. I want to... I'm not robbing this place blind, but I'm robbing this place blind. Listen, all these books, nothing is good's gonna happen. The bookcase is full of text describing demons and methods of fighting them. Regrettably, all this knowledge wasn't enough to save Canabras from the spawn of the... Yeah, no, it wasn't, was it? I collect all the books, and I don't really read them, but I just keep collecting them. I don't know why, but I do. I have, literally every playthrough. of pretty much any game that has books in it. I collect them all. Anybody gonna get this check? Some monstrously large demonic blade fell upon the library, splitting the ruin in two and leaving an enormous black scar. It's possible that Discari himself was the one to destroy the building with his terrifying scythe. Rift Carver. I didn't realize his weapon had a name. That's actually kind of cool. Anything? I thought that there was something. Great. Library of Canabras has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps and furniture and tearing out pages of books. That's awful. Like, seriously? I don't understand that. I really don't. I'm a huge reader. Like, I love books. I love reading. I do it as often as possible kind of thing. It's also why I really like games like these. Because they feel like books in their own way. Especially with, like, how much stories in them and everything like that. And so... when you read stuff like that, I never understand that. Okay. I think you have to talk to him again, and then, oh, never mind. Yes, you want to go back to Defender's Heart, yes. So you do, like, it does force you to go back, which is why I didn't want to sleep until after, because I do know that, like, we're forced to go back anyway, so I didn't want to chance anything.